Let's pretend I'm out at the rifle range today to zero my new scope. That is, I want to adjust it so that when I place the crosshairs, the reticle on the center of the bullseye on the target and pull the trigger, the bullet's point of impact will be the center of the bullseye. I'm not really at the rifle range. I'm actually in my backyard in Bell Buckle, Tennessee, pretending. And as long as we're pretending, let's pretend that I have a real nice bench rest for this rifle. Here's the fancy bench rest I actually take out to the rifle range. I had it out there today. It's a Walmart fleece blanket wrapped up in a Walmart towel and duct taped, and I put it on top of an old cooler. Okay, I'm ready to shoot. Bang! 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 It was a lot of fun. I enjoy shooting. Okay, we'll pretend that I fired 3 real bullets, and that's where they hit. That's the group they made. The hardest part really of zeroing a scope, at least for me, is if I'm shooting a new rifle or maybe a rifle I haven't shot in a long time, especially a large caliber, powerful rifle, I might initially have my points of impact scattered all over the place. So I can't tell which way to move things to get it zeroed. I have to keep shooting until first I can get a tight group established, until my shooting with that particular rifle is consistent. Then I'm in a position to start moving that group toward the bullseye using these scope adjustments. This is as good a time as any to explain something that's very important. It's critical to understand when you zero a scope. Now, if this is the scope and here's the rifle barrel, if I adjust the scope to move it to the right, and then I bring it back around to the bullseye, the barrel has been moved to the left, so that moves my group on the target to the left. And the adjusting screws are labeled relative to which way the group on the target will move. So when the adjusting screw says go counterclockwise to move things to the left, when you turn it counterclockwise, you're actually moving the scope to the right. Here you go, to the right. And then when you bring it back on target, that moves the barrel and the points of impact to the left. So the letters, the L and R on the scope adjusters tell which way your group is going to move. And it's the opposite, actually, of the way that the erector tube inside the scope is moving, but it makes things much simpler. If you want to move your group on the target up, move the adjuster in the up direction. To move to the right, move it in the right direction. Okay. These 2 protrusions on the scope are called turrets. Each turret has a threaded cap that covers the adjuster screw that's inside, Those two adjuster screws allow you to move the erector tube that's inside the scope up and down and left and right, and thereby move your group on the target up and down and left and right. This is the adjusting screw that's inside the turret on the right side of this scope. As you can see from the label, it allows you to move the erector tube and therefore your group on the target to the left and to the right. On this scope, which is a minute of angle scope, 1 click is equal to 1/4 minute of angle, which is equivalent to 1/4 inch on a target 100 yards away. This adjuster is kind of fancy. It doesn't have a slot for a screwdriver. You can adjust it with your fingers. This is the adjusting screw that's on top of this scope, and as you can see from the label, it will allow you to move your group up and down. If you read the way it's labeled, you can see that 1 click is 1/4 inch at 100 yards. That is, it's 1/4 of a minute of angle, just as the windage adjustment. That's what we call the left-right adjustment. That's windage. Up and down is called elevation. Now back to my original 3 shots. I'm going to need to move my group. I've measured with a ruler. You can't tell by just looking. But I need to move my group down 2 1/4 inches. That'll be 9 clicks down. And I need to move it 2 inches to the left. So that will be 8 clicks to the left. After I do that, I will shoot again and see where the group goes. I guess I'd better make sure that everybody understands that if I want to move a group down, look at this adjuster. Up is counterclockwise, so down would be in the opposite direction, clockwise. If it's labeled left in one direction, then right would be the other direction. I like to cover my old points of impact with a masking tape so that when I shoot again, I can tell where I hit the target, not confusing the new impacts with the old ones. Bang! 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 After adjusting the scope, that's what I got. So I'm going to pull it up some and to the right just a touch. Bang! 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 I am going to call that 0.